the website, right on the front page. It says Gospel of John, so you can get them there, or download them or tell somebody about them if we run out of CDs. So I wanted to make sure and let you know that I had that, and I'd love for you guys to have them. I want to read something to you out of the book of Romans. Oh, Romans is a really good book. I like the author. Let me read a section, and this is, by the way, this is a translation called The Message, and it's just really cool because it sounds like the way we talk, and I really love that because so many people feel so distanced. A lot of us, and I know if I've said something that sounds familiar from last year, bear with me, because made you and them is absolutely crazy about you. He doesn't give a flying flip whether you wear black or not. He's interested in a relationship with you. If you hear nothing else that I share with you today, I want you to walk out of here with a smile in your heart knowing that God loves you a lot. As much as he loves me, as much as he loves the pastor in the church that made fun of you, as much as he loves the teacher that put you down for liking a certain thing or whatever, he's nuts about you. So be comforted by that, okay? And let me read this. Man, my eyesight's going. You believe that? Shh, don't say that. No, I'm gonna struggle through it. I'm gonna read something good. That's not in there. Here we go. I'm reading from Romans 14, starting with verse 19. Listen to this. This is so awesome. So let's agree to use all our energy in getting along with each other, helping others with encouraging words. Don't drag them down by finding fault. You're certainly not going to permit an argument over what is served or not served at supper to wreck God's work among you, are you? I said it before and I'll say it again. All food is good, but it can turn bad if you use it badly. If you use it to trip others up and send them sprawling. Cultivate your own relationship with God, but don't impose it on others. You're fortunate if your behavior and your belief are coherent. But if you're not sure, if you notice that you're acting in ways inconsistent with what you believe, some days trying to impose your opinion on others, other days just trying to please them, then you know that you're out of line. If the way that you live isn't consistent with what you believe, then it's wrong. I want us to focus on, like I said, the concept of allowing what we do to emanate from what's inside of us, as opposed to just an outward kind of an appearance. You know what I mean? Believe it? Mom's got to catch a plane.
Thanks for the whole pregnancy thing. Thanks for being pregnant. Thanks for covering the school tuition too.
Like I say, what I hear when I read that, and there's another book, the book of James in the New Testament. And there's an entire chapter on the concept of doing good deeds and, doing good things and how they relate to you as a person and being a good person. And they're two completely different things. And my mom and Michelle and Mandy and I were talking last night at dinner about, my mom said, you ought to talk to them tomorrow. You ought to talk to them about the influence of negative things, like the influence of negative anime. We all know it's there. I mean, let's not pretend, okay? It's not all great. Just like not all movies are wonderful, and not all TV shows are wonderful, and not all music is great, and not all magazines are uplifting. Anime is the same. There's a lot of good and there's bad. And And she said, you ought to talk to them, about staying away from staying away from that negative stuff that influences them in the wrong way. And as we chatted about it, as we talked about it, what we came to decide was, what you choose to watch comes from, you got to take it one step earlier. It comes from here, right? So rather than addressing the result of what's in your heart, address the heart. Everything else will follow. There are a lot of preachers out there, there are a lot of religious organizations that try to do what's called legislate morality. You know what I'm talking about when I say that? I know we've got a lot of different ages here. So those of you that understand that, bear with me as I explain it maybe to some of the younger people. Legislating morality means that you try to pass laws to make people do good. You try to write laws and use the government to make people be good people and do good things. And here's the point. It doesn't work. Why? Because you can force people to do something on the outside, but if their heart is not with it, if their heart's not part of it, what's the point? It's empty. It's worthless. How much better would it be to change the heart, and then all of the decisions following change? You understand? Let me use a crazy example. If I like to beat my wife, somebody could try, there are laws that say you're not allowed to beat your wife. And sure, the police could come, and I would know, as a wife beater, I would know that the police could come and arrest me if they caught me, right? Does it keep me from beating my wife? No, I hit her, and then I just hope I don't get caught, right? Or I threaten her. Don't you ever tell anybody. I'll beat you within an inch of your life, right? The fact that a law exists that says I'm not allowed to beat my wife doesn't keep me from doing it. It just makes me hope I don't get caught. How much better would it be if my desire is to love God, my desire is to reflect God's love in my life? If that is my desire, if my heart changes, guess what? I'm not going to beat my wife. Problem solved. A lot of moral issues today could be solved that way. I've always been afraid's not the right word. I've always been worried about religious organizations that try to push their agenda politically. Because what did we say at the beginning? Man looks on the outward, but God looks on the heart. God is much more interested on who you are on the inside than what you do out here. Because God knows, as we all do, that what you are on the inside is going to reflect, ultimately, how you are. So changing the heart is the important thing. The heart is the most important thing. Out of the heart stems everything. So rather than try to go, don't watch bad anime, or, don't say those words, and don't do this, and don't do that, what I would like to encourage you guys to do this morning is something very simple. Embrace God's love for you and God's desire for you, because it is good. He wants the best for all of us. He wants you to be the best person you can be.